Come on, hit him. Bring the cheese, bring the cheese. Look at here. Oh, he got that one. Yes,
that never happened.
Bearkat Boulevard. You know, this has all changed since I was here. You know, I graduated in December of 1981. It is amazing how much has changed in, what now, over 33 years. Oh, we had a lot of fun here. I remember when we moved, my first year we at the men's gym, which you saw earlier, where I got my nickname Coma, but as opposed to the year before when I went to Florida my freshman year and I was all alone. We didn't live together, it was all off-campus housing. When I got there, I was already homesick. When I came to Huntsville, you know, I was homesick again, but it was different because we all lived together in that men's gym. This is where your father was born.
All the third.
Right here's where he was born.
not the next street.
Right here's where I was selling Buicks, over the rail. And I laid down the balcony, and Hume was the one that named me Coma. Got there on a Tuesday. On a Wednesday, I was ready to go home, but Steve Hume saw me sitting on my bed with my head down, and I told him, I want to go home. I'm just gonna. It's not working. I get the class I wanted. I'm just gonna go home because I can still go back to JUCO back in Florida where Dale was. And he said, "No, you're not. Tomorrow night's Coon Dog Thursday." So what the hell's Coon Dog Thursday? So, you know, you're staying for Coon Thursday. Well, okay. So I stayed the next night there at the men's gym. About, probably 5 o'clock in the evening. Hume was just carrying bags of stuff in. Here's this guy coming about 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the evening. He's carrying bags and bags of sugar-free Hawaiian Punch. And I wasn't a big drinker. I'd drink some beer, but I didn't, as far as liquors, I didn't know what anything was. And he was busted out this trash can, and it didn't have a liner. It was a trash can, an old metal trash can. And he started pouring his white liquid in there. I think one of them was Everclear and some rum and some vodka. I think it was vodka, Everclear, rum, whatever it was.
All the white liquor.
And then he gets out this trash can. It's just not the rubber trash cans today with nice liners. No, it was a trash can. And he starts pouring it in there. Then he sticks his stinking arm down in there and starts stirring it up. And he fills this trash can up, and then he stinks his stinking arm down there and starts stirring it up.
You're good on.
My good arm. I go, man, these Texans are weird. And I just kept drinking. I kept thinking to myself, yeah, these Texans, they're weak tits. They go, this is nothing. I mean, but after about 8 or 9 of them, the Coon Dog showed up. And I'll never forget it. I ran out there on the balcony, which you saw earlier, and just let it all go because, you know, I was not used to this kind of behavior. And I said, "Excuse me, fellas." And I go out over the rail on the 3rd floor. I mean, the lighter fluid. It takes a lighter fluid. And Hume walked out and looked at me and he says, "I think he's in a coma." And then finally I just laid down the balcony and he comes out and stands over me. Everybody's looking at me. "I think he's in a coma." And that name stuck.
Big dog, we're going to bed now.
Taylor, I'm talking to why?
He left the word out.
Yeah.
Big one.
A big one, a bad one.
So many people on that team never even knew my name. My name was just Coma. I was the Coma. And I don't know, it made me a part of the gang, but at that time I didn't want to leave anymore. "2015 Oscar Day. For many members of the Bearkat baseball team in the late 70s, early 80s, and their teammate Richard Linklater, or as they're called around our place, the Link. We're going to go see the house, the inspiration for an upcoming movie that he just got done shooting. One of the houses were gone. Lake lived in the one that was really raunchy. Ours was pretty raunchy at the time, but their house was so raunchy that I think they finally condemned it, and it is now gone. Am I going the right way? After my sophomore year, the coach, they needed this space where us baseball players were for some other athletes, and so the Coach Skeeters got the campus to lease these 2 old houses. And so 16 of us moved into these old houses, eight of us on each side. Our house, the one I lived in, is still there, which we're going to, and it was a new experience for us all because being on scholarship, we had to live in the men's gym, so you had to behave yourself in a certain way. And then we were like all of a sudden really on our own now, off campus, and it was just like 2 fraternity houses. Here it is, folks. This is where the Coma lived his junior year, the fall of '79 and the spring of '80, when Coach Skeeters got this house, and there was another house we'll go up here in a minute. But trust me, people, this house did not look anything like this as far as condition. This house was called Amityville East, and the one up the hill was called Amityville West. This is where we lived. When we first moved in here, Dale and I were roommates. Bull Ketter and Dennis and Kiner were roommates. Fishback and Tim Fielding were roommates. And then this room up here was Knudsen and a guy named Kevin Collick, who flunked out and was replaced, I think, by Plumber. This place was a rat hole, but we had a lot of fun. Here is the foundation of Amityville West. Now, this house was a dump, but it did have one good feature about it. It had a big open area where we had our mixers with all of our sorority sisters. So this is the story of Amityville East and Amityville West. The inspiration, and like I said, in the fall of '79 we came here, Richard Linklater lived in this house. So I think he lived here, Wilson and Hume and Plumber and Dale Dennis and a whole host of people. We had us 16 guys had a raucous time over here. This is a lot of fun. And it was a new experience for us. After being in the men's gym, we were off campus, and basically we were like 2 fraternity houses.
Everybody walked up to him, shook his hand, handed him their resume, he said he was great with everybody, but he would rather you hang out and talk shit.
The Oscar goes to... Who gave this son of a bitch his green card? Birdman.